Hi friends, welcome to today's video. Today I am reviewing the Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson Conspiracy Palette. I know there was a lot of issues on launch day, people trying to get in there to buy it, myself included. I had originally had the big bundle with everything in it in my cart. I had this one in there to do a giveaway with, and the bag over here that you see in the background, I had that in my cart, got all the way through checkout, and then at the last, like when I got my confirmation, it was just for the single palette and the bag. So the bundle, I wasn't able to buy it. I was able to order another one on pre-order. I don't want to announce an official giveaway for that until I physically have it in my hands. So as soon as I do get that, it will be announced on my channel, and just make sure you are subscribed and that you have your notification bell turned on so you don't miss out. So yeah, this palette retails for $52, and if you missed out on the launch and the pre-order, a lot of people have been going on to eBay to purchase it. This palette is going for like over $250. The bag back here, I paid $35 for it. It is selling for over $130. It's crazy how much the price has been jacked up by these resellers. And I try to use a bunch of different colors. Not all of them because I only have one face, but I try to use a bunch of the colors. And we're going to do a tutorial and go through and see all the steps that I took to create this look. And I have some thoughts about it. I have some concerns about a couple of things with the palette, and we'll go over those point by point. And before we get into things, I want to remind you guys to smash that subscribe button, become part of the Wolf Pack today, and let's get into it. So first off, the packaging on this is very, I like this. It's more of a display piece, but in comparison to some of the other boxes, I mean, I guess it's okay, but you don't buy it for the outer packaging. The real packaging is the palette itself. This is so pretty. I love the way that he did this, and seeing it now in person, it's so much prettier than what I saw online, and it's huge. Has the clasps, or the clips, or whatever you want to call it, on the front, much like the Blue Blood palette, and always has a nice size mirror, and whoop, and here are the shades. Now when I got the palette, it took me a little bit to kind of figure out exactly how I wanted to use it, because I knew there were a couple of shades that I just gravitated more towards. But if you are wondering if this is going to be something more for your everyday looks, could you use it for everyday, could you use it for holiday looks, things like that, I just want to show you line by line. Like the top row there, totally neutral palette, like a beautiful neutral palette. Then you've got your pops of color down here, and sorry if you can't get a really good look at that, but there are your pops of color. But the bottom row, he says that could be your holiday palette, like your Christmas palette, and honestly, he's right. It looks like one. It looks like a darker muted, but then you have that burgundy and that green. It just kind of makes you think Christmas. The arrangement on this kind of makes it a little bit easier for you to use and figure out how you want to use it. And he seems to do this a lot with his palettes. Like, just for example, Blood Sugar, he did that with this one as well. You've got your neutrals, your couple of pops of color, and then mostly your reds down there on the bottom. You can really tell on the Thirsty palette. You've got your warm neutrals there, all of your glitter shades, and then your pops of color down here, and a little bit more neutrals. But it seems to be very structured the way he does the color story on this. I have seen some reviews online, people talking about how much kick up there is on the palette. Not every shadow does that. There are a few shadows that kick up a little bit more than others. Pigment is probably the worst one. Pigment kicks up the most. My Peels does a considerable amount. Food Videos, that one does quite a bit, but I kind of expected it to. And the same thing with my rods here, the black in the palette, I expected that one to kick up. Most darker colors do. Not a fact, surprisingly, it didn't do that bad as far as kick up. And Flaming Hot. Flaming Hot, it's almost difficult to get that one to kick up. Like, I pressed the brush into it pretty hard, and I really didn't get much fallout from it. Most of the shades are very, very pigmented. I did want to use several of the colors, and especially this yellow in here, Food Videos. That one was the one my eye gravitates towards whenever I first look at the palette. and I did use it in the inner corner of the eye look today. It's really, really pretty, and I wanted that on the inner corner, but every time I applied it, it was changing. And so I got to thinking about the color wheel and thinking about the colors, how they were mixing, and I used a concealer as my primer and to also cut the crease. And I used Fenty Beauty. This is the shade 150. I want to show you why it turned a little bit weird. This shade right here, this is actually over the concealer, the Fenty Beauty concealer, and you can see that is a little bit more of a deeper color. It's more of a marigold. And then this is over a white base, and I used the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Velour Liquid Lipsticks. This is the white, and the shade name is Drug Lord. That's the only way you get that true bright color payoff. Everything else is going to turn it super, super dark and makes it look almost muddy for the color in the pan. Yeah, like you can see how much that changed it. I cannot get this color to come up on the inner corner the way that I want it to. I even put Ranch on the inner corner first as a base and then put that over it, and it just will not do it. I cannot get that color to show up true to color, and it drives me crazy because that's the one that I really, really wanted to show up more. So now onto the actual look that I created today. I'm going to give you a little bit of a breakdown of everything that I used for today's video. Okay, so to start off the look, as I said earlier, I used the Fenty Beauty concealer in the shade 150. I used that to prime my lid, and I kind of just ran it underneath my brows. That way I would know, I was giving myself a guideline to set how I wanted to do my brows afterwards. And then I used my peels to set the concealer. I went in with Tanacon to start the crease color, and that's a beautiful nude, by the way, absolutely stunning. And I deepened it up a little bit more with Diet Root Beer. Now to warm it up a little bit, because Tanacon and Diet Root Beer, they're true nude shades, I wanted to make it a little bit more pink tone because I knew I was going to use Not Effect here in a second. So I went in with Pigment, and I put that into the crease color as well, just to warm it up and make it a little bit more pinkish all over. And that's when I noticed that one had so much kick up whenever I was trying to use it, but it did apply very, very smoothly. It had a lot of pigment to it, and it applied very, very nice. And then after that, I went in with Not Effect because I knew I wanted to give it that true burgundy punch of color, and that one did so well. I was very precise where I was placing it as I went further inward with it, and paid attention to where I knew I was going to be making my cut crease, because I do have hooded eyes, so I tend to make my crease above where my natural crease is. That way it makes my eyelids appear larger. And I had to blend it a little bit higher up than I was expecting to, because the colors, I didn't bring them up quite far enough, so I had to blend that out till I got smooth. Then I cut my crease with the concealer again. And then I went in with Diet Cola. Now this is a real pretty silver shade. I didn't go quite all the way to the inner corner, but I did start probably 2/3 of the way in, and I just wanted to brighten that up and make it very, very vivid and sparkly. And then I also went with Sleep Paralysis further out, closer to the outer corner, just to start that transition into the deep burgundy in the outer corner. So I did that and just tapped it in and blended it out. Then I went in with Ranch and Food Videos in the innermost corner, where I was wanting that yellow punch. I actually had another version in my head how I was going to do this eye look. I was going to run the Food Videos up into the crease and then cut it after that with the Ranch. But the color, you know, what I wanted to do changed as I was going through it. But we got what we wanted. We went with it. And then I went in with My Rides Here, which is the black in the palette, and that one is really, really pigmented. And like I said, there was quite a bit of fallout from this, but with black shades, deeper shades like that, I expect it, so it didn't bother me. It didn't cause any concern for me, at least. I know some people don't like that, but it was so easy. I didn't do any eyeliner on my look today. I used that to actually line my lid, just to give a little bit more depth and dimension, and then I put it like the tiniest bit on the outer corner, just to make sure that everything was blended in together smooth, and to kind of deepen up the look, make it a little bit more, just give it more depth. Okay, and then I did my face makeup, and I apologize if it looks a little bit weird. I tried a new product that I got in my Boxycharm premium box for color correcting. under my eyes, and it did something so weird to my makeup. I don't know how to use it, so I'm gonna have to try that again. But I was focusing on the lower lash line. I went in with pigment all under my lash line, and I do have some yellow down below, but that was by accident because the yellow where I was applying it, it kind of fell down there, so we just left it, didn't worry about it. And then I used Not Effect on the lower lash line and deepened it closer. I stayed really close with that color, and then I blended it to the outer edge just to make everything seamless and melt in together. And then to finish the look, I used my Benefit Bad Gal Bang mascara to for my lashes. And also, I want to say that I did something different. I heard Jeffree Star say this on, I can't remember if it was either Instagram or Twitter, but I used pigment in the palette for blush today. And actually, I'm not hating it. It's a real pretty shade. It complements the look very well, and it's very pigmented, so you have to make sure you go in with a light hand, because I had a little trouble blending it out on one side because I went too heavy-handed with it straight away. But it did blend out really well, so that's just something if you want to travel with this palette and you want to take as few items as possible, then that's a way to cut out the blush. And to highlight today, I used my Supreme Frost in the shade Frozen Peach, again from Jeffree Star Cosmetics, as I figured it was just fitting for the video. Like, I even have my Jeffree Star shirt, the Hi, How Are Ya? I finally found it. I had lost this shirt and I just found it. I'm so glad, because I was missing it. So that's pretty much everything that I did to create this look. I've got a couple of other ideas on how to use this in the future. I want to try. I had a lot of trouble with my eyes because once I figured out this part, that with a white base it would work better than it would with concealer. So I tried to go back in and touch up my eyes. I tried to recut the crease and then put more of the yellow pigment on there to make it more vivid, but I ended up messing up the look actually. It's, you know, you gotta come to a point where you gotta decide it's enough, you've gotta stop, and I didn't do that today. I was just trying so hard to get that bright yellow. I was trying anything I could to make that work. So if my eyes look a little bit different now than what they did in the actual tutorial, then that's why. I apologize. It's just, that shade made me so mad. I want to try this again. I'm going to use, I've heard people say that they use that liquid lipstick to cut their crease, and here's just a little sample of it. I've heard people say that they use this, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this next time whenever I'm sitting down with Victoria doing our makeup. I'm going to try this one more time to get food videos to work, because this is proof that you can make it vivid. You can make it brighter. It's just I didn't do it today. It seems like I had more to say than that, but I can't think of what it is. Oh, I do want to show you the bag that I got though. It's really cute. This is so much bigger than what I thought was going to be, and it's so cute. I actually wanted the black one, but whenever the website launched, not all the products were loading, and that was one of them that didn't load. And a lot of the lipsticks, I wanted to get just the individual lipstick and it wouldn't load either. But the bag is, and the chain here is actually pretty. Like, I don't know if I'm going to seriously wear this out anywhere, maybe on a special occasion, but it's cute. This is more of a collector piece for me rather than an everyday kind of bag, so it may just be something I display. I know that's cheesy. I don't know if other people do that, but I think that's what I'm going to do with it. And it feels very nice. I like the way they did the edges on this, but I do think it's kind of odd. Like, this is a Shane merch, but all of the little symbols on the inside right here, they're all Jeffree Star symbols. They made a logo for Shane for the palette. You know, why didn't they put the logo on here? Just a side note for it. It does not hold as much stuff. Like, I didn't expect it to hold a lot anyways. I haven't taken the paper out. It is surprisingly very small on the inside. Like, it looks bigger from the outside, but I don't know. Like, I have, like, my wallet right here, and I've had this wallet for forever. I bought it for a dime at a store, so I mean, it's not anything fancy, but like, it won't hold my wallet. I mean, okay, I can zip it, but I'm not sure how well it would be unzipping it later. But I think you could probably carry a small wallet and your cell phone and maybe a lipstick and you're done. This isn't practical by no means, but I do like it. It's a collector piece. This is the newest piece in my Jeffree Star collection, and I do think it's really pretty. I like it. I've got everything except for the Alien palette, Androgyny, and Beauty Killer. I have all the other palettes. So I'm getting them slowly but surely, but for me, something has to speak to me for me to want to buy it as far as colors, because there's so many holiday releases coming out. But this one, I don't know, it was just a unique palette. It's something I don't have in my collection, and especially this shade. I don't have that in any of my other palettes, and that's why I'm so hung up on it. I have neutrals, I have red, because I have blood sugar, and I have colors similar to this. I know I have this color in other palettes, maybe not this one. Do I think it's worth the money for $52? If you're a fan of Jeffree Star, yes, definitely it is. It is such a nice piece, and I'm going to use it many times. But yeah, I really wish I had the lippies to show you guys, because I would love to try some swatches. I was wanting the Ryland shade, the Shane shade. There were so many pretty colors, and like the Jeffree that shade I wanted to get because it was so pretty. But yeah, if I get those later on, I will definitely do a video on that. But that is everything that I have to show you today, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you're having a great day, and comment below if you have this or if you are planning to get it. I love you all so much, and again, make sure you're subscribed whenever I do the giveaway so you are notified. I'll see y'all next time. Bye!